Hello there, and good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you all around the world. Most of you I have been getting to chat with a lot over the last couple of months, and it has been such a pleasure to get to know some of you wonderful exhibitors, vendors, advertisers, sponsors, and of course, educators alike. I wanted to talk to you today specifically about the early bird perks that we have going on through May 31st. So you have some homework, but if I can break it down for you and make it pretty simplified, I may talk a little fast right now, but let's try to get through some stuff. And I would love to show you the platform, how it's looking on the web version as well as the app version. Of course, my iPad is here, so it's a little bit larger than the cell phone. And at the end, I wanted to go into the exhibitor profile submission form that we will send you once you complete a couple of steps. One being, first, of course, you have to order what you would like to come onto the platform. And then our executive director, Julia, she will send you an invoice and you will then pay for the items you ordered. And lastly but not least, you will then receive a exhibitor profile submission form from myself, and you fill it out. And as long as you get that done by May 31st, I would love, and we would love with the IHS to offer you a couple of really awesome perks. One of those being a free announcement that you will get, and I'll show you what the announcements kind of look like and how they're laid out. You can schedule this announcement, as well as 2 free game challenge codes. And that's going to be, again, a really fun part of our interactivity within the symposium. So without further ado, let's get right into it and let me show you how the app is laid out. Now, again, nothing is actually really being submitted till the 31st. This is just kind of what I did and went in and tried to show some, figure some things out so where we can lay it out to where you guys can see how exciting of a platform that we have here. You have our overview, and then of course it goes straight down to the participants and who is all participating, which you will be able to see, which registration has not opened yet, so be patient. And then we have announcements. I put a couple announcements here for you. The first one I would go to is just the IHS announcement, and you can actually attach a video to this announcement, and we can schedule what day and time you would like this announcement released. I will click on the video for you, and then basically I will not play the video because it's clearly an ad, but as you can see, it goes straight to the video that you have linked to this particular announcement, which is great. So you can do a little 30-second commercial if you want about whatever exciting announcement you want to talk about. We do have something kind of exciting coming up, which grades 8 to 12 in June, from June 14th to the 18th, an inaugural Summer Brass Academy, which is actually going to be taking place at West Virginia University. So announcements like that are great to be able to put in here for performances, anything you really want people to know about during the symposium, etc. The agenda will be all laid out with everything going on. Right now, this is just a little test session that says 11 a.m. to 12 a.m., and then it will say what the actual announcement is. Really wanted to show you the exhibit hall that I've been working on, so you can see how your actual booth will be laid out in the exhibit hall, which is essentially your exhibitor profile. So we have the gold sponsors, and when I scroll down, we go to the silver sponsors. So however many gold sponsors are there, they will be listed alphabetically. And then we have our silver sponsors, which will be listed the same way. And of course, I say sponsors, I mean exhibitors or sponsors. And then we have our bronze exhibitors. And if I open one of them up, so we say we go to one of them that has a little bit more information. Let's go to International Horn Society. You can rate them as an attendee. And then, of course, there's an overview that talks about, the society and what we have and what we offer and why we're here. Of course, location is something really cute that we can incorporate, where I'm just putting international because we're all around the world. And then, of course, we have the virtual exhibit booth. If you purchase one of those, it will be linked internally with your exhibitor profile in the exhibit hall. Okay. And then, of course, the attachment that we mentioned that must be labeled correctly. And if you open up an attachment, you can look right at it, and look what we see is the one sheet for our exhibitors and sponsors. And then we also have something else. If so, any kind of attachments that you would like to put in here, you can have even assignments that you would like people to partake in. You can also do a fun maze of some sort if you want, for some interactivity. You can do a quiz if you'd like. Really, it's pretty unlimited what you can choose for this. And then, of course, your links here I would highly recommend how you want people to pay you, as I mentioned, to go here. So for us, this is just our little merchandise that we have. So make sure you check it out and find something that looks appealing to you. As you can see, there's a really cute notebook and some other fun items as well as for babies. So make sure you check that out. But as you can see, that's pretty much the way that your exhibitor profile will be laid out. Now you will receive messages over here. And we have a couple messages going on with the staff, but not much. And of course, you can chat with people within this exhibitor hall through your attendee profile. You can always be checking out and catching up on what's going on. So that's the way that all of the booths will essentially be laid out. You will also have the option to search in categories, which is going to be a really neat way to be able to search for what you're looking for. And as you can see, these are just some of the categories that we've already began adding in. There's a couple different ways that you will be able to look that up, which is really great. Okay, now we go into the virtual expo booth. So as I mentioned, before we do that, I just wanted you to get a better idea. Each profile, essentially, once it's opened up, looks pretty similar. However, the logo, and cover letter is a little bit obviously different in size. So as you can see, this goes straight to their website for Chromatic Brass Collective. It talks about who they are. And then, of course, any attachments that they have. This is their team and who they have. So it can talk to you a lot about what each organization has going on. And of course, again, they can have links and attachments to whatever it is that they would like to attach. And as you can see, this particular vendor or exhibitor did not have a virtual expo booth or exhibit booth. And so when I go back up here and I say, okay, International Horn Society does have a booth, or someone in the bronze that does have a booth like myself, here's my website. And you can also request to follow up with me, which basically just sends me an email right away. That's all you have to do. And then, of course, if you would like to schedule a meeting with me, you click on the schedule meeting link and you can go directly to the appointments and the availability that you have. And whatever information you want to put here is a little kind of letter about your appointments and maybe how they're structured or how you run them. That could be another, easy way for people to link right to you. Again, they can rate you. There's the overview. And right here is my virtual expo booth. So I can go there from the exhibitor's profile if they have a virtual exhibit booth in their profile. So we will do that from here, and you can see it's very similar. There's two of me. Oh no. It's very similar to how Zoom is laid out. And you basically have your mute, your camera, and then you can also share your screen, and it gives you the option to share what you would like to share. And you can even share a video and play the video if you can't be at your booth manning it, in your virtual exhibit booth specifically. Say you have a 3-hour video and you want to cover a lot of content and information for people to know about, and you perhaps want to do a game challenge within that video that you gave. So people really have to watch and pay attention to what it is that you're offering. And so this is the way that the virtual exhibit booth is laid out within an exhibitor profile. You can also, of course, now search in the virtual exposition or expo booth. And of course, there's only a few here right now. You have where it says it's moderated. And if you're the person that is moderating it, it will say moderated by you. And the person that owns the virtual exposition expo booth can actually choose up to 3 moderators. So they may be reaching out to you to moderate for their booth and man it while they're away to help with sales, answer questions. Perhaps you want to be featured or they want to feature you in their booth. They'll invite you on and have a live interview one-on-one, and anyone up to 13 people in the room can ask questions. And that's the number right now, but anything's possible to change. So then let's go straight down to live stream. Clearly we have no live streaming events right now, but this will be where all of the live stream events happen. Go to social media, make sure you follow us on all of our social media accounts. There's also an app guide that talks about some best practices and some ways to help you get to know the app better. And once registration opens and once you get your exhibitor profile submitted, you can get onto this platform right away and start learning, start networking with people, start connecting with people, start sending messages to people. You can start selling within the next month by June if you can get onto this platform by May 31st. Then we will have our presenters. We don't have any that are submitted in here yet because that's all coming after May 31st, of course. On demand will be any videos that have already been live streamed. You can see them at any time in your convenience. And again, those will all be organized accordingly as well. We may or may not have a little IHS53 corners that we would add to what's going on. And that's a really neat thing to where this is Kids Corner and it immediately can take you to an educational video basically within theme academics. So it takes you straight to this video. There's the music, and immediately it's a workshop that talks to you about music and introduction to music for kids and rhythm and whatnot. So then we move forward from the corners, whether or not that happens. We have a social wall, and this is where you will be able to post pictures. Maybe a game challenge will ask you to post a picture of where you're watching from on the wall. So this is our social wall for the event, which is very nice. Then we have our IHS53 game. In the beginning, when you look at this, game rules will pop up. But for now, this is just, it's very simple. You basically, it says right here, try the IHS53 game. Put the code, let's go, to get on the board. So I will type in caps, let's go, to get on the board, submit it, and I get 50 points on the leaderboard. Yay! So every time you answer a game challenge code, you get more points, and there's no limit on how many points, of course, that you can win. And whoever gets to the top of the leaderboard at the end of the symposium, we will announce prizes for some winners who get to the top. Then we have a question and answer section. So right here, I just said, where do these questions go? I am curious. They go right here. So basically, if there's questions, we can answer the questions right then and there. Whoever has questions, hopefully we have a whole bunch of people that can answer these questions, where things are, what's going on, where is something happening, whatever floats your fancy. And then, of course, I'm working on some other details I'm not going to get into right now, but that's the way that is laid out for you. Now, I also wanted to show you a little bit of the app on here. So when we go into exhibit hall here, essentially everything is just one after the next in order. And again, you can organize it by categories, the way that you want to look at each of the exhibitors in their exhibit hall and what it is you're looking for, whether it be instruments, mouthpieces, kids corner, or anything such as that. The virtual exposition booth. Oh, it was actually working on my cell phone earlier and I updated it, which is very exciting. And so the way that it looks on the cell phone, I know that constantly things are being added. And so it's all very exciting, but the virtual expo booth looks exactly the same, the way that it's laid out here on a cell phone. And so you can visit the booth. Immediately it says, what would I like to do? Allow my microphone to work. And then you can see it takes me straight to the video room. And right now my camera is off, but if I am to turn it on, there we go. So it's very neat. You can still share your screen on your phone. You can go about and do things. We can have scavenger hunts. People can be using their phone during the exposition and the expo and the hall and everything that's going on. If there's a presentation and they're on the go, they're still able to join the fun. There is now 2 pages on, of course, the mobile app, which we'll be able to just turn that way. And so announcements, everything else is really the same. Here's again the IHS53 game. And again, there's supposed to be rules that pop up the first time you look, but it's not the first time that I've looked. So now I wanted to just, after showing you that, I wanted to show you a little bit of the type form, which is what they, Socio calls it, but I am calling it the profile submission form, which is right here. And the way that this form is laid out is you will see, you made it. We're very excited to have you as part of IHS. And through Socio, this is the form that Socio is providing. You will complete your exhibitor profile for the Socio event website and mobile app, which is the mobile app you were looking at and the web app. In order to save yourself time, make sure you do go to the website and look at your orders again, just to make sure that you know what you're wanting and that all of your sizes are correct. So if, for instance, you have a platinum advertiser package, you want to have all of this information prepared. And again, the gold package, which has the same size for platinum. You want to make sure that all of your sizes are correct and all of your attachments are ready to go and that they're labeled correctly before you get into the next step. Now back to the form. Depending on your individual order and what you decide, you want to make sure that once you begin, just keep on moving forward. So once you press start, it says 7 minutes. And if you have everything that you need with you ready to go, it should take about 7 to 10 minutes. And if you're looking for some things, of course, it might take you a little bit longer. But just make sure that you don't hit the back arrow when you're going forward. The way that the form needs to be filled out is in chronological order. So I'm going to just quickly start it for you and show you how it's going to be laid out. Essentially, number one, it's the steps. It places every step that you need for your profile right here, 6, 7, and 8, depending on what you order. So you will immediately put your company logo in. Then, of course, you will put your company name, link of contact, how to get in touch with you, your full name, of course, your email address, and what package did you purchase. Once you choose this, it will then take you accordingly to the next spot. So for instance, if you get a virtual exhibit booth with your package, you want to make sure that you choose the one that says with virtual exhibit booth. Okay, as long as I don't select anything, then I can go on to the next part of what it's asking me to fill out to show you. And you can see basically very self-explanatory. Everything's here, you choose it, and then of course it uploads into the platform. I hope that gives you a better layout and description of the platform and the way things are going to look. I really encourage you to get all of your information submitted by May 31st, and we'll see you very soon on the platform. So when registration opens, you're there prepared and ready to start helping out our community and selling your products, most importantly. So thank you so much for joining me today. Really do contact me if you have questions or if you want to talk about anything. And we look so forward to seeing you. Shout out to all of our exhibitors that have already gotten onto this platform and signed up, and you're asking wonderful questions, and we're here for you. And we look so forward to the fun we're about to have coming up in August for IHS53, our One Horn community. Hug to all of you around the world, and happy horn playing. Have a good day, good night, good evening, au revoir.